think politics is an obscure business? Do you dream about changing the world? If you wish to go into politics but have no experience, you might be interested in meeting Jon Gnárr.
Jon Gnárr was a famous Icelandic comedian, but a year ago he won the election to become the mayor of Reykjavik. He's the co-founder of a satirical political party called the Best Party. They define themselves as anarco-surrealists and pacifists and say they want to run the city with imagination and creativity. The financial crisis left people in Iceland shaken and depressed. Inspired by a philosophy of nonsense, Gnárr promised to get them a polar bear for the city's zoo. And this father of five also surprised people with his appearance at the gay pride festivities. He turned up in full drag. Well, he did promise to be a fun mayor. He recently attended a cultural forum in Lyon, France, and drew in the crowds. When Euronews interviewed him, he was in typical flying form. Jokes to the ready.
Jon Gnárr, how did you do it? How did you end up in politics?
I formed a political party with no ideology. I had two ideas in the beginning. One was to call it the Best Party, which would be better than all other political parties, and the other was to call it the Cool Party, which would be much, much cooler than all other parties. And we would only do cool things, you know, and we would have a cool committee that would say, to decide on what to do based on if it was cool or not.
It has been a year since you've been elected. Mm-hmm. Is Reykjavik becoming a sort of anarchic republic?
No.
What are your plans for Reykjavik as the Best Party? Do you have the best plans for the city, I suppose?
Yeah, I want to bring a polar bear to Reykjavik, a live polar bear, not a dead polar bear, but a live polar bear.
So you're keeping the promise you made before?
Yeah.
About the bear?
Yeah, that's probably the one promise I was really serious about, because I'm an animal protection activist, and I don't think we have a right to kill a polar bear that comes to Iceland. I just don't think we have the right, and I think it's against many international law, actually.
Are artists capable of working within the political system, or do you want to change it?
I haven't really decided on that one. I would really like to change people, to change the way people think and behave. And as a result of that, then the system will change. But I don't think we necessarily need to change the system first.
Crowds of young people in Spain have been protesting against unemployment, the political mainstream, the banking system, and they say Iceland is their role model. As an Icelander, what would you tell them? They say, when we grow up, we want to be Icelanders.
Yeah, wow. I think actually Iceland, the EU is in quite some troubles. And now Iceland is applying to join the EU. And I think maybe Iceland can save the EU. So maybe they will become Icelandic if the EU decides maybe in some years to join Iceland.
It's the other way around.
It could be. Maybe in 3 years the EU will apply to join Iceland, become part of Iceland.
Do you also see Iceland as an example of democracy?
Yeah, I think it can easily become an example of democracy, because we're so isolated and we're so small. So we can do some democratic experiments there, which would not be possible like somewhere else, like in France.
Are you running for elections, national elections?
I haven't decided. I'm not seeking to be re-elected. You know, I don't care if people vote for me or not. If they, you know, people sometimes come up to me and say, "I will not vote for you." Yeah, I couldn't care less. You know, vote for somebody else. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't vote for me. You know, I haven't. I mean, if people want me to do it, I will consider it.
You know, people from outside Iceland see Iceland as a laboratory, as a, you know, society evolving and looking for new ways to do things. You even have the prime minister is gay.
We have a prime minister who is a lesbian, and I think we should be enormously proud of that, because it, in many countries around the world, gay people don't even have human rights that we consider a necessity, you know. So I think we should be enormously proud. I think she's the coolest prime minister in the world.
Should Iceland adopt the euro?
If we could, I think we should. But I mean, because we have the Icelandic krona, and we're having great problems with it because it's such a small currency. I would prefer the dollar, because the dollar is much cooler than the euro. I mean, the euro isn't that cool. I mean, it's bland. I mean, it doesn't really. It's just, you know, the graphics of it are like quite dull. But the euro, but the dollar is cool. I mean, it has this, you know, dead presidents and the coolness about it. So I would prefer the dollar, you know. And you can, I mean, you can call a movie, you know, for a few dollars more or dollar something. But it's hard to call a movie euro something. I mean,
do you know that many people are unhappy with the euro?
Yeah. Nobody is unhappy with the dollar. Everybody who has a dollar is happy.